Continuing to follow Hurricane Hilary this morning. You're taking a live look right now at San Diego on the left and Santa Monica on the right. It's already raining in Southern California. We can expect more rain there throughout the day. Let's get a check with meteorologist Eileen Devora, who's been tracking this storm all morning long. Eileen.
Yeah, that's right. It is going to make landfall in the Baja Peninsula this morning, spreading its rain all through Southern California throughout the day today. Today's the day that they have been bracing for, with the potential for the flooding impacts in Southern California. And so through tonight, we're going to start to see more and more of those impacts. Right now in Southern California, they are getting the outer bands of this system. The center of the storm is still off the coast of the Baja Peninsula as a Category 1 hurricane with 80-mile-an-hour winds. And again, that's right around the center of circulation. So you can see how close it is to the coast right now. So it is going to continue to weaken, but cross into California, likely as a tropical storm. And it'll make its way through the day today up the Sierra, the southern Sierra, and then make its way into Nevada into tonight at 11 o'clock tonight. Again, it is only an area of low pressure, and it will continue its northward track by tomorrow morning. It's actually even crossing up into Oregon. So let's look at the Doppler radar right now to the south. San Diego underneath that solid shield of rain for the most part. Notice the yellow shadings in the higher elevations. That's the very heavy rain falling there. The winds are going to pick up in Southern California. It's the inland areas actually and over the mountains that will likely see some of those stronger gusts. Look at Yuma, Arizona. Right there, 60-mile-an-hour winds possibly by this evening. San Diego about 30-mile-an-hour winds. So it's really not the wind so much that is a big concern, as the inland areas, again, sparsely populated, but it is, of course, the rain and the rain amounts as they continue to pile up. Places like San Diego, Los Angeles could possibly see that 1.5 to 2 inch range at least, but those higher elevations, see that yellow, orange, red showing up here? Those are those higher elevations that possibly could get that 4 to 6 to maybe even 8 inches of rain. And when that comes down the hillsides in the form of mudslides and such, that is a big problem for Southern California, something we'll be watching throughout the day. We'll check on our local forecast and the impacts all coming up.
Eileen, thank you so much. Right now, the federal government is responding to Hilary while also dealing with the aftermath of the wildfires in Maui. Washington correspondent Jackie DeFusco is tracking the response this morning. Jackie.
Hey, good morning, Leticia. We know President Joe Biden has been briefed on the latest preparations for Hurricane Hilary as states like California are bracing for potentially life-threatening flooding, as you've been talking about all morning. Now, we know today when Hilary crosses into the southwestern United States, it's expected to downgrade to a tropical storm, but nevertheless a deadly threat, as officials have told us. The Federal Emergency Management Agency says the area in this storm's path has not experienced this type of weather in decades. And FEMA, ahead of the storm, deployed an incident management team to California with others on standby. Officials also urging those at risk to sign up for those emergency alerts, gather supplies, and come up with an evacuation plan ahead of time. Meanwhile, Hawaii is still reeling from wildfires that killed over 100 people, the country's deadliest blaze in more than a century. On Monday, President Biden is expected to visit the island of Maui for the first time since that devastation, alongside his First Lady, Jill Biden. Now, when they do touch down in Hawaii, the White House says that the president is expected to meet with survivors, first responders, as well as local and state officials. Live in Washington, I'm Jackie DeFusco, KCRA 3 News.
Jackie, thank you so much. Right now, the state has also mobilized resources across Southern California for Hilary, and they are getting ready for what could be a rare and dangerous amount of rain for the area. It could be the first tropical storm to hit Southern California in 84 years. State and federal officials spoke at the California Governor's Office of Emergency Services, or Cal-OES headquarters in Mather.
We are expecting a rare and dangerous rainfall event with significant flash flooding, river flooding, mudslides and debris flows, as well as the potential for wind damage from strong tropical storm force winds.
In Orange County, crews moved rocks to protect buildings from the beach from the high tide. And at first, responders from all over the state are now in position just in case, including a swiftwater rescue team with members from the Lathrop Manteca Fire District, the Manteca Fire Department, and the South San Joaquin Fire Authority that loaded up and traveled to Kern County.
Responding statewide is not out of the ordinary for any fire agency in California. However, this particular type of emergency is in many ways unprecedented for this system.
With Flooding possible on roadways. Caltrans is also on high alert. Almost 2,000 employees working 12-hour shifts around the clock right now. Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency for a large portion of the region on Saturday. The storm has triggered the state's first ever tropical storm warning. Authorities say they are ready for whatever Hillary brings to the region.
We have swift water rescue teams, high water vehicles positioned all over Southern California. We've also moved millions of pieces of commodities into the region. So cots, blankets, food, water, in case we need to set up shelters. And so we really want to be on the front foot of this. And that's what's happening now.
San Diego and Los Angeles could receive double the amount of yearly rainfall in just a single day. And if this happens in the area, it could experience massive flooding as well as mudslides. Let's check back in with Eileen Javora this morning to see when the remnants of Hillary might impact Northern California. Had a little bit of rain coming in.
Yeah, a little
this morning.
A little bit of rain this morning. Some of us had a little bit of lightning around last evening. So the atmosphere is definitely energized by all this tropical moisture that's around, and we're looking live here in Sacramento. Off to the south, we do have some rain falling, especially over the Delta right now around the Clarksburg area. Some raindrops here, and we'll show you that on Doppler radar. It's kind of rotating south to north again, part of the overall moisture-laden flow that's coming up from the south. So you can see the showers going on in the mother lode this morning in parts of Sacramento County as well. Again, as you work your way south from Sacramento into the Delta, you find a little bit more rain falling here just outside of Walnut Grove and Clarksburg and out towards Dixon along the 80 corridor. A little bit of windshield wiper action going on here. And yeah, down towards Sonora, still some light rain in the area right now. Some of this may not be totally reaching the ground, but you get the idea. This is a light, kind of spotty rain that's with us this morning. How much rain can we expect? Because it is going to pick up a bit more as we go into tonight. Maybe still that ½ inch to maybe nearly an inch up towards the Sierra Crest and eastward. Still on the west slope, we're thinking a ¼ inch or maybe a little bit more. And there is still the potential here in the valley in the Sacramento region or Stockton. We could get some measurable rain, maybe even up to a couple of tenths, but a lot of spots will see about a trace to a tenth of an inch. Most of that will actually fall during the morning time tomorrow. So tomorrow morning for the commute, there may be some rain around. We're going to time that out with Futurecast, Leticia, coming up.